Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into some of the most bizarre and curious cures from history. You won't believe what people used to do to treat common ailments. Before modern medicine, people relied on a mix of superstition, folklore, and observation to understand illness and health. This led to some truly strange remedies, some of which might sound downright dangerous or disgusting to our modern ears. But before we judge too harshly, it's important to remember that these cures were often used out of desperation and a lack of better options. So, buckle up as we explore 5 bizarre cures you won't believe existed. Tuberculosis, or consumption as it was once known, was a devastating disease, often considered a death sentence. Imagine the fear and desperation surrounding this illness, which ravaged families for generations. Without any effective treatments, people turned to any glimmer of hope, no matter how strange it might seem to us now. One such remedy involved a rather unappetizing concoction of snails. Yes, you heard that right. Snails were believed to have some mystical healing properties. These poor creatures were crushed, dissolved in salt, and then consumed, all in the hopes of combating this deadly disease. As if that wasn't enough, another cure involved the inhalation of fumes from cow dung. The logic? Perhaps the pungent odor was thought to drive out the illness, or maybe it was simply a case of desperate times calling for desperate measures. Whatever the reasoning, these cures highlight the very real struggle against tuberculosis in a time before antibiotics. Now let's talk about an old cure for sprained wrists. While not as immediately off-putting as snails and dung, this remedy might make you wrinkle your nose. It involved soaking a red rag in a mixture of, wait for it, urine and salt. Yes, you heard that correctly, urine. This concoction was then tied around the sprained wrist, left to work its magic. Why urine, you ask? Well, in ancient times, urine was believed to have antiseptic properties due to its ammonia content. Salt, too, has a long history of being used for its preserving and cleansing properties. So, while the idea of a urine-soaked rag might seem repulsive today, it wasn't entirely without some basis in the beliefs of the time. It's a stark reminder of how our understanding of hygiene and medicine has evolved over the centuries. Chapter 3. Toothache? Just add lice. Let's move on to a cure that's not for the faint of heart, using live lice to treat toothaches. Yes, you read that right. Imagine the throbbing pain of a toothache in a time before modern dentistry. Desperate for relief, people turned to this cringeworthy remedy. The idea was to insert a live louse into the offending tooth cavity. The thought process, as far as we can tell, was that the louse would somehow draw out the pain or infection. Of course, we now know that this would have been completely ineffective and likely just introduced more bacteria into the mouth. This remedy truly highlights the desperation and lack of options people faced when it came to dental care in the past. Chapter 4. Donkey hair and whooping cough, a Yorkshire remedy. Our next bizarre cure takes us to Yorkshire, England, where people once believed that chopped hairs from a donkey's back could cure whooping cough. This remedy was more than just a random idea. It was rooted in folklore and the belief that animals held special healing powers. Imagine a time when knowledge was passed down through generations, often intertwined with superstition and local beliefs. Whooping cough, a highly contagious respiratory infection, was particularly frightening, especially for children. The donkey, a hard-working and often overlooked animal, was thought to possess some hidden power that could combat this illness. So, hairs from its back were carefully collected, chopped, and then eaten on bread and butter. Was it effective? It's highly doubtful, but it speaks volumes about the role of folklore and desperation in shaping traditional remedies. Chapter 5. Wart removal, the bloody way. Our final bizarre cure involves another animal-based remedy, using mole blood to remove warts. This practice, while seemingly outlandish, reflects the ancient belief in sympathetic magic, where one thing is used to influence another based on perceived similarities. Moles, with their subterranean lifestyle and often dark coloration, were associated with the earth and its hidden powers. Warts, on the other hand, were seen as unwanted growths, blemishes on the skin. The logic? Perhaps the blood of a creature that could seemingly disappear into the earth could also make these unwanted blemishes vanish. Of course, this practice had no scientific basis, and likely did little more than create a messy situation. But it highlights the enduring fascination with animal-based remedies and the human desire to find cures in the natural world. That's a wrap on Bizarre Cures. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning about these curious cures, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating historical facts. It's incredible to think about how far medicine has come, and these bizarre cures serve as a reminder of the ingenuity and desperation of people in the past. See you next time.